fellas, let's talk about pre-spawn baits and some of the best pre-spawn baits to use this time of year. Now before I start talking about these baits, let's define what the pre-spawn is, or at least what I classify the pre-spawn as. Pre-spawn is when basically the water temperatures start to rise. Here in East Tennessee, water temperatures got anywhere between 45 to 43. And we had a warming trend about a week ago. Actually, we had one about 3 weeks ago, but it didn't really warm the water up much, but it started to warm the water up a little bit. But this past warming trend we had, it just skyrocketed the water temperatures. They had like a 10 to 12 degree increase in, I want to say, about 4 days, 5 days. So that's quite a bit. And I want to apologize if you hear the rain and thunder outside. We're having a storm right now, but I feel like I need to make this video. But that's basically what the pre-spawn is when you have a warming trend in the water. When the water starts to warm and that triggers those fish to say, hey, I need to feed up before the spawn and move into the backs of the creeks and everything. If you haven't watched my video on how to find pre-spawn bass, click wherever it's at. I think it's up here. It might be up here. I don't know. Just click that little thing right there if you want to watch that video. But some of the best pre-spawn baits to use. Now these are not any particular order. I prefer search baits this time of the year, but whenever they're really finicky, stuff like this jig right here, they are very, very good baits. A jig is a very good bait this time of year, and same with if you want a Texas rig, a rage crawl. You know, you can't go wrong with green pumpkin. You know, green pumpkin with a little bit of orange or something like that. Now that's when they're really finicky, and even a Carolina rigged lizard, crawdad, brush hog, you know, anything like that. That's good when they're very finicky. Now to some of the search baits that I like to use. One of my favorite search baits is a rattle trap. This one right here is just a red. It's a red-eye shads in the crawdad pattern. That's what those fish usually key in on a lot this time of year because, I mean, they're feeding up on anything and everything, and a crawdad actually is abundant in a lake, pond. It's just in every water source out there, and a crawdad is a good thing. I'd also throw, you know, like a chartreuse, or not chartreuse, a sexy shad color, or a chrome color, just especially on those sunny days, the chrome color is very good. Another one I'd like to use is a swim bait. This here is a Strike King Shadowlicious. It's a 5 or 6 inch bait, and you all know it, the Alabama rig. It's no doubt about it, one of the best pre-spawn tactics to use. It catches big fish, and I mean, I love throwing it, but it can tire you out. But it's all about the rod and reel setup and what A-rigs you use and everything. If you haven't seen that video, click up here somewhere and it'll take you to my A-rig setup and how I fish it and everything like that. Another one that is good whenever the water's a little bit colder is a Repeller Shad Rap 7. This is in a crawdad pattern again. You know, you can't go wrong with the crawdad pattern this time of the year. And of course, a jerk bait. You know, I love my flash pointers. That's one of my favorite jerk baits on the market. I think it's the 115 size, 110 size. That's a great lure to use this time of year as well. And of course, the spinner bait. Spinner bait has been around forever. I think it is Jimmy Houston, I believe, said that is the greatest bass fishing lure ever made and ever will be. And that holds true. It catches fish everywhere. You know, it's a great bait, especially during the spring, pre-spawn. You know, and it catches fish. It catches good sized fish, and you know, some of the stuff like that is what I use during the pre-spawn. You know, you can't go wrong with any of this stuff. It just depends on, you gotta let the fish tell you what kind of mood they're in. If they're wanting to eat like viciously, and you know, you can throw an Alabama rig or a swim bait, or you can throw a rattle trap. If they're really finicky, you know, you can throw a Carolina rig or a jig. And if they're, I mean, no, it just depends. You gotta let the fish do the talking, guys. You gotta let them tell you what they want. But I hope this right here helps you guys. I hope it narrows down your lure selection for the pre-spawn. And you know, here soon we'll be dealing with the spawn. I mean, these cold fronts and these rainstorms coming down ain't gonna help out. But here in a month and a half or so, I believe we're gonna be fishing for spawning fish, maybe even some bed fishing videos, who knows. I do plan on uploading a lot more frequently, and you know, just producing more and better content for you guys, help you guys out. maybe you'll learn a few things that I know, and just watch me learn as I go as well. But if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to give it a like if you haven't already. Subscribe, and until next time, catch 'em big.